Hey everybody, and welcome back to Susquehanna River Valley. I am down here in town because, well, the tractor needed some fuel. And, well, you could say I needed some fuel too. The fact it's almost 2:30, I hadn't had any lunch yet. I thought, what the hey, the tractor's filling up. Grab me a sub from Subway. Never had a chance to get any fuel delivered to the farm, so had to come down here to town. How is everybody doing tonight? Diesel Sims, Peter Workbench, Lewis, GoldenEye, David. Saw Jalen in chat earlier. Don't know if he's back yet or not. We're going to be cutting some grass today. That means we're going to be seeing some quite interesting stuff coming out the back of this mower. Well, Ohio Bryce, tune in. Chill out and zone out from the day's work. Oh my. Shopping done now, so you don't have to go out, eh? He has returned. Jalen, welcome back. Oh, that is a long day. I think this was the closest gas station. Oh, Braylon. Oh no, probably sheep. Sheep only need water and grass. If you play with seasons and you're on the right map, from late spring to the end of autumn, you don't even need to feed the sheep. They'll just eat out of the pasture. I would say sheep. Chickens are easy, for sure. All I need is wheat. They don't even need water. But, well, the problem with chickens is you don't really get much out of them. I got started mowing and then I realized that I was running low on fuel, so we left the mower hooked up and we went and refueled the tractor. We've got 3 or 4 days of good weather on the server. This is one of the longest stretches we've had with no rain in the forecast. So I am hoping we're going to be able to get this grass dried and baled up and collected. Actually, I'm debating on if we're going to bale it or if we're just going to collect it loose. Because this map has an interesting recipe, if you will, for mixed rations. This map is set up to take silage, hay, and corn for total mixed rations. And of course, we've got our silage. We've had 2 cuts now of grass to go into silage. We're going to have hay, and we have corn ready to harvest here in a little bit. So, might just collect all of this hay loose, and then put some corn in and make us some mixed rations. Shift this around. This lined up. Yeah, you could buy a pallet of chicken feed. That would work too. So yeah, what we learned earlier is just completely ignore what's coming out of the back of the mower. We might see all kinds of interesting things like that spew out of the back of the mower, but it will convert to semi-dry grass soon enough. Call it a miracle of multiplayer server, I guess. We're going to cut some more passes around the field, and then we are going to someone give Lewis 400 points. I still need to turn slots off. Thanks, GoldenEye. I don't know. Maybe slots is broken because you got 3 skull and crossbones, and that's like winning slots, but not. I don't know. I'm gonna give it to you anyway. Hunter, what's up? Welcome to the stream. We're gonna be mowing some grass today. I really don't know how long this is going to take. We might be a little early getting this all done. We get done mowing the grass early while we've got fields to cultivate. We've got a load of Throttle to sell still. Yes, we are on PC, Hunter. So for those of you that enjoyed the lightsaber coming out yesterday, maybe you've already heard this. Maybe it's new to you too. was new to me. I had never heard of it. But today is Revenge of the 6th. Haha. So, 4th was May the 4th be with you. And then we had Cinco de Mayo. And now today is Revenge of the 6th. So, that there, I think. A little late, but toss that down. Thor's doing a heist. He wants all in on the heist. Trying to do 3 things here. Things while driving in a circle with an offset mower is apparently my limit. Hey, Steven, what's up? Alrighty, let's dive on in and we'll start making some passes up and down the field. Awesome! Poor. Man, that feels weird, you having just 40 points. I think we're in a Raz screen with the points so low. Alright, let me get the yes up and we'll cut across the field at about a 90. Trying to get about a 90. There we go. Hunter, we get it. We're not going to be talking about what you have. That is not very polite. You mention it one more time and, well, it will probably be the last thing you say. Darren, what is up? And we dive back on in. Is this how I'd mow real field? Probably not. Call it a feature of the map. It seems to be a feature of the map in multiplayer. But never fear, grass will appear. Wait till we start getting bans of everything. Like we mow grass and we get pig food. We can get salt. Compost is dropped before. First time I mowed on this map, we probably mowed for 2 or 3 minutes and got that. Absolutely nothing. And then it filled in. So call it this map multiplayer and lag. But it will all come in. But what's real funny is how it kind of comes in patches. Well, David, sadly, there isn't much progression. I don't know. I think maybe either folks have just gotten overcommitted, or this long gameplay, maybe they lost some interest. I don't know. But I mean, Farmulator Gaming, he's a farmer in real life. It is planting time. It is go time for a real farmer. So no shock that he's struggling to find time to come on. But we might have to see if the others are truly out. Then we'll probably open it up to the folks that want to come in for a second year and take over an area. So, I mean, one thing we can hope for is that in 22, the graphics improvements will maybe make things a little bit better for performance. I mean, I've never really seen this type of patchwork on multiplayer before, but yeah, it all fills in. This is really the second time that we've cut this field, and we got a full load of grass off of it the first time around. Oh, Darren, we definitely have a handful of mods. Well, one thing I haven't done is I haven't updated the latest map. Yeah, we're doing all this. We gotta do all this freehand because Darn it if I can ever figure out the offset with guidance steering. Good on you if you all have figured that one out. So the other stream I was talking about a mod that was in testing, and I was really curious what it was. And we looked in the testing thread yesterday and I didn't see it. Well, it got released today. As soon as it showed up in the mod hub, I was like, oh, that is the mod. That was the mod I was questioning. It was the ice cream mod. Saw that in the testing thread the other day and I thought, ice cream? What is ice cream? Well, I know what ice cream is, but you know, what is it with respect to FS19? And I thought, well, maybe it's a ice cream factory. No, it was placeable popsicles. Never in my wildest imagination would I have come up with placeable popsicles. What do y'all think of the placeable popsicles? Yeah, not to discourage people's creativity. But really, right, Bryce? Don't want to discourage anyone's creativity. The next thing that they make might be the most amazing thing ever. Of course, William, why else would you play a game? I mean, it's like the, you know, say the same thing about the 75 iterations of weights. We still get weights show up, right? But what I see in a weight is kind of a good introduction mod, right? You're working with attachment joints, you've got mass to deal with. So then you never know, you might move up from weights to something super cool like the Boss crop sensor. Every modder's got to cut their teeth with a 3-meter cultivator. That's almost like a prerequisite. You can't post anything in the mod hub unless you've submitted a 3-meter cultivator. No, William, this is a chill stream. We're just here to hang out, chat, and hopefully enjoy ourselves and take our minds off the problems of life. Some people dive into a bottle to get away from their problems. Others dive into a virtual farm work to get away from their problems. Here we go. We're all in. Fort's got 30,000 points already. What did I miss? Yeah, just 40 a little bit ago. Yeah, Thor, every time I do offset, it the tractor offsets, and then next thing I know, it shifts again. It just keeps shifting lanes. $230 points. Thor's been gambling away. He's at 60 grand. Good grief. Jace, no, it is not. Sorry. Probably blame Sony for that. I don't see why it couldn't be if everyone was playing with either all base game stuff or all, all platform mods. All right. I would say probably the reason it's not even in its raw vanilla form would be a limitation by some console manufacturer. Now we know that Xbox and PC players often have cross-play capability, which then leaves, well, one big elephant in the room that starts with S and ends in Oni. Although, speaking of Sony, I did hear that they have purchased a minority stake in Discord and intend to integrate Discord in with their PlayStation Now stuff. That sounds interesting. You all seen and heard that? It is just a chat thing. Points you earn through being active in the channel, through watching the stream, through conversing in chat. And there's little games to play. And eventually, maybe there will be a way to redeem those points into things. See, I didn't read the entirety of the press release, but apparently they bought a minority stake in Discord. Apparently Discord is a privately held company, but they have talked about going public with a IPO stock issuance. They also supposedly under discussions to maybe sell. The big stink on that was supposedly Microsoft was interested, and well, nobody wanted Microsoft to buy it. They were worried that they would just destroy it like they've destroyed so many other things. But that's not going to happen. So that is a good thing. Yeah, it sounded like Sony's partnership was to then incorporate Discord's services, chat, text, and voice, into the PlayStation environment. I guess that means that everyone's PlayStation Now account would maybe be a Discord account. I've never heard of Ask This Old House, but I've definitely seen the PBS show This Old House way back when the awesomest Norm Abram was the carpenter. Can't say I've watched it in the last 30 years, though. I think the minimum you can gamble is 10, William. Don't be surprised if it doesn't come back. Oh, look at that. Thor's giving you up. 5,000 points. Way to go. Oh, Lewis dumping another $5,000 down on you. So generous. Hey, Doris, what's up? Terraforming, welcome to the stream. We're having fun mowing this field in the most unorthodox way. That is very good advice. Watch your sugar input. We've got put our youngest on a 1 soda a day limit. For some of that very reason. Can't do much with our oldest. But youngest, he's on a 1 a day limit. Yeah, everything's coming out pretty good. Not seeing too terrible bad. Ah, well, thanks, Lewis. I would. It's called House of Latin. I think this is actually a 10-minute long clip. Yeah, well, Lewis, thanks for the super chat there, buddy. Yeah, I mean, carbs are really just slow sugars. Right? At least that's what I've learned. Yeah, slots are broke, but yeah. How about, oh, you could duel. Do explanation, duel, and then at, and then someone's name in chat. Basically, flip of the coin. Then after we get this field cut, we've got field down by the pond. Get to. There you go. That's the format. Within the number at the end is basically how many points you want to put up. Oh, William, good on you for winning. Oh, that beginner's luck. Or is usually a pretty quick draw. What? Corn War belts? What? Alright, I'll join this. See, will our adventurers come back with any John Deere parts? That is the question. Oh, here we go. Oh. Sorry. Some folks lost a lot of points. Some folks gained a lot of points. There's heist, gamble, slots if they work, and the heist. And look at Matt. Oh my gosh. That 4,289,000 points. Good Lord. Talk about somebody being lucky. Been working the system. I think it's slots with an S. Squirrel slots. Is there anything else that you all have seen come out in the Mod Hub you all thought was interesting? Let me know. Weeks, not a lot has struck my fancy, other than the sales price trigger I put a video out about the other day. Your luck would have to run out a lot to whittle down 4 million points. Hey Hal, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Well, Spectacle Island was last week. That's so last week, man. Yes, that was a great thing. How creative to have come up with the gold bars and sent folks out looking for the gold bars. If anyone is super stuck on where all the gold bars are, Alien Jim did post a photo of where they all are on his Discord. Let's go down here and catch up this last little bit. Well, White Blur, when you say best is so subjective. So your idea best might be completely different than my idea best. And quite frankly, most people end up just selling the starting equipment anyway, so they can start with what they want. But I do go over all the starting equipment on every map in the first impressions video I do. That will give you an idea of, one, what you start with if you're going to keep it, or if you're the kind of guy that likes to sell it from the start, you kind of have an idea of what you get to sell. Well, it depends. I mean, you want it to be a real challenge? Start a Polish map where you start out with the Fiat 1300 and a bunch of little 3-meter stuff, and maybe the Bison harvester. But that might not be kind of challenge you're wanting to take on. What happened to the duel? I might not understand half. Well, that's right, Frito, but sometimes the time is the challenge. Especially if you're one to not want to put a lot of time into it, just like this. I've been mowing this field for nearly an hour, and I know that there will be some out there that are probably like going crazy about why are you not using X mower because it's X big and you can get done X times faster, and well, I just don't want to. Playing 24-day seasons. Time is not a problem. I'll tell you one thing I found really hard, and I'm going to do it all over again as we get closer to the release of 22. And that is the first gameplay I did in 19 was to do Fellsburn, New Farmer. No, sorry, Fellsburn start from scratch, where you have 500K and no buildings. You gotta buy your farm, gotta buy your equipment, and run the game that way. So I found it a real grind doing that when 19 came out. So I want to end 19 the same way. I want to end it the way I came into it, and see if it's still a grind. Raz, what is up? Gonna be streaming in about an hour. Gamble it all away. All right, who's all in? A bunch of high rollers here. Bet it all or bet none of it? Wouldn't be the first time we start back to zero. And if William is leading our heist, hope he leads us well. After the ever elusive John Deere parts, and the more elusive technicians. Oh, no stream tonight. And how am I supposed to earn points? Buy the car carrier so I can get you to drive my truck around. Oh, here we go, here we go. Ha ha ha! Sorry, William, you didn't make it back. Easy come, easy go. Welcome to the High Rollers Club. All right, let's go to our other field. Oh my gosh. That is worth a little bit of congratulations. Don't you think? Better luck next time, William, because well, maybe next time you'll hear the sweet bell ringing of the cash register. Matt, I don't know if we can do that. That might not be family friendly. Oops. Hey Ryan, what's up? I have to say, this might be my favorite area of the map. Right here. Just ignore the pig food on the ground. Magic pig food. Just ignore that much. We don't want to cut too close to the water. Leave some natural grass habitat. And then I got to figure a way how to afford Raz's fertilizing services. Darn it, he's expensive. The ducks and the frogs and all kinds of critters. Our harvester, our old harvester stashed in the woods. Don't worry, folks, we'll get the grass will show up eventually. Go. What's cordless impact drill? How we are using the Germantown, New York GEO, which is another map by the same map author, Nitrodad. Although, since then, he has come out with his own Susquehanna GEO. I believe you can find that over at Nexus Mods. Same place where the map is. Oh, deck screws. Later, William. There, we'll do a little in-cab mowing. Are we streaming tomorrow? Depends on if we have hay or not. If we have hay, yes. If we don't have hay, probably not. Ryan, it is a multiplayer feature. Don't worry, it will convert to grass. Oh, Jalen! What is up? That's no good. Later, Thor. Thanks for dropping by. I know it is super late or early, depending how you look at it. Right, one more pass around the field, and then we'll start doing our ups and downs. This mower, I like to have 4 headlands. So saw in chat. I posted in chat the other day. Guess what is happening, everybody? The cicadas are coming back. I'm not looking forward to it. Although I am a little curious what our youngest is going to think of the bug invasion. I can only imagine what the dog's going to do. Oh, Lord. But one thing that I didn't realize is that they are apparently a North American thing. And apparently only in select areas. I've been in Virginia long enough to have experienced them. But I don't remember them so much. I do remember at least one set of them back in Maryland, and oh my gosh, I think that was back when we didn't have air conditioning. So in the winter, not in the winter, but in the summer, of course you had your windows open, you had the fans in the windows, and oh my gosh, you thought crickets was annoying? No, they ain't got nothing on those bad boys. We'll see. See in the coming weeks, right? Of course, the more, the more trees you have around you, then obviously the worse it's going to be. Because as soon as they escape the ground, they want to fly up and get in the trees and, well, do the Humpty Hump, right? So if you don't have a lot of trees right around you, then it might be a little bit more subdued. Oh, well, they're completely harmless other than the noise they make and dealing with all of their shed husks as they shed their exoskeleton. Well, that's something else, Raz, I didn't realize was kind of regional. Were lightning bugs. We went on a trip. We went down to Daytona one time. We knew a guy that was a professional photographer, and he had gotten Daytona 500 tickets from Kodak. And he had probably like 5 or 6 tickets, and he took a bunch of folks down, and we stayed with some people that we knew down there. And apparently this was 30 some years ago. Apparently they don't really have lightning bugs down there, which I thought was weird. You can dip them in chocolate and eat them all you want. I think I'd rather just eat the chocolate. Does anybody remember what the percentage of corn goes into the silage mix in these silos up here? Oh no. We lost points that round. We got a whole bunch of zeros. Oh, you came back with service tax. Great. That was a full-on victory. Go look. Nitrodad says 20%. Oh, run through the bushes. Silage, 50%. Good, we got plenty of that. Hay, 30%. Corn, 20%. All right. We also got ourselves some straw. We don't need straw for mixed rations. We need straw for manure. And then I'm thinking about taking the manure and straw down to the compost place to produce compost. Ah, Jack Pine. Are you using your lightsaber? Smoky Mountain Park. That's the lightning bugs. Oh, no mods, no cash. So, how did you afford your first, did you cheat in enough money to buy your first plot of forest then? I mean, on 17, you could do a true start from nothing. And I did that way back in 17. Emerald Coast, I started the game with no money in my wallet. I owned a chainsaw and an old C10 pickup truck. That was all I had to my name. I went up into the forest and I started cutting logs, loading them up on the truck, taking them to the sawmill, selling little logs, little hunks of wood, and eventually I had enough money to buy a tractor and a grapple arm and a log trailer. Graduated to selling like 6-meter logs. And eventually had enough money to buy a field, or not really buy a field, but basically lease a tractor, buy a tractor, and then did some contract work. Eventually, for 7 years of seasonal gameplay, we owned the entire map. And that series spanned Farm Sim 17 and 19. Yeah, we always used the log winch to drag the logs around, get them all lined up, cut them all, and then they're already lined up to use the log forks to pick them up and load them in a trailer. Trying to be as efficient as possible. That series we did some role play. My name was Larry, and I had two brothers named Daryl and Daryl. Kin to the Bob Newhart show. That was back when TV was good, right? Or everything was a reality series. Yeah. We had, obviously that was in 19. We had the John Deere cotton harvester. So we made round cotton bales. And then Well, it was quite an interesting way to close out that series. Big thanks to Darren for giving me the idea. And we basically then headed out of town and went to, oh gosh, I don't remember what series we did after that. I think it was Bucks County. I think that's what it was. Yeah, we like, heck with this. Well, I'm back home and I went back to Pennsylvania. The scooter, it's the show entertains twice, right? You enjoyed the show back then, you watch it again and you enjoy it for a whole different reason. We had it wasn't a lot of multi-crop. The map had what? What additional crop does Emerald Coast have? No, it's got compost, but it's got something else, right? Well, Lewis, that's why I'm going to be playing. I want to finish 19 with no mods. I want to remember myself what it was like. I went straight from modded 17 to unmodded 19, and to be quite honest, a lot of it I kind of didn't remember. Base game 17. So I thought to myself, you know what? Before we hang up 19, let's go back to the basics, if you will. Right. To borrow the wording of my Back to the Basics gameplay series. Let's go back to the basics. We're going to go back to not Ravenport, but Felsburn, because that was the very first playthrough I did on 19. We're going to go back to Felsburn. We're going to do start from scratch, just like we did back when 19 just came out. Only DLCs and base game equipment, and basically refresh ourselves. What is the base game like? Then when we get into 19, we will have an educated way of comparing the two. We won't be comparing 19 with seasons and all these mods to 22. We will be able to say definitively, this is 19, this is 22, these are the differences. I never played 13. I got in right at the start of 17. I'll keep this up. We're not gonna. Might take 2 hours to get this. No, it's not gonna take another half hour to get this field mode. Let's get all in. I'm in, Matt. I'm in. Do this. What are the odds we're going to get a victory twice in a row? Turbo, what is up? It's a feature. We call this a feature. It will fill in. You know, they're the same squares of the sink, right? It'll fill in. Yeah, the first time we mowed, it was quite a shock. To see things kind of come in the way they were coming in. Anybody else willing to bet it all? Come on. Right, what's the worst thing we could do? Lose all our points? Oh, here we go. Oh. Here we are, bankrupt. Bankrupt. Not going to cash out tonight. But we did cash out, right? Just not the way we wanted to. Was dumb. But now you are smart because you have subscribed. Oh, looks like we're going to get a sub bomb. Hold on as we wait for everything to bomb in. Keith, thanks for the sub, buddy. And Buckzinski, that's an interesting one. That one's coming up here in a moment. Hey, Henry's got some catching up to do. Ian, thanks for the sub. Yeah, Lewis, they may or may not be watching. I think I had a comment one time where somebody subbed during a live stream. Obviously, they got the pop up, they got the shout out for the sub. Then later, they came and watched the actual live stream and saw them subbing, but they weren't watching the live stream when they did sub. Boom Stam, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Just about done our marathon of mowing. And we're going to switch over to a cultivator and start tearing up some dirt. Who doesn't like digging up dirt? So tomorrow we might be. Let's see here. What day? So it's almost 4 p.m. So 9:30. Call 9:30, 4 p.m. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 hours. 5 hours to fast night. 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30. 2:30 in the morning is going to fast night to day 22. So then we have 15 hours of day 23. So that's it. What? 2:30? So 5 p.m. tomorrow, it's going to jump to day 24. So we'll be streaming tomorrow. It'll be morning of day 24. 5, 6, 7. So it'll be around 6. It'll be around 8 o'clock, actually, when we start streaming on the server on day 24. And day 24 is going to be, we're in day 22 now. This is day 22. This is day 23. Day 24 will be Saturday. Decent weather. Hopefully we'll have ourselves some hay. Sean, what is up? Now is a perfect time to ask your questions because we believe the map expert is watching. Nitrodad has made his presence known. Sean, there are 2 silos. One that has a sign that will basically say silage, hay, and corn. That one is a TMR silo that takes silage, hay, and corn. And the other is just a storage silo. You need I assume you need a trailer like the trailer pack from Farmer Andy. So if we go here, make sure you need the LSFM tank pack. Fill that with fuel, and then take it down there and put it into the fuel tank. I haven't actually done it myself. Typically, you can't use the in-game fuel trailer for that because it needs a different trigger. So the truck, that must be in a different trailer. That must have been in the latest update. I don't know why I don't have it here. Well, I made... Yeah, there's nothing that will make silage other than the, in-ground bunker. Unless you put your own fermenting silo in. And you just download the latest map from Nexus Mods and you drop it and overwrite the files. On your windshield so we can see. Oh, see, that's what I hope they improve in 19 or in 22 is where things are stored. Just like how grocery stores are set up. This makes no sense to me. Why do you put things where they are? Just don't get it. So you see I put in GTX's fermenting silo as I discovered, at least on multiplayer, the silo bunker that was there, the collision walls didn't work. So we had some pretty major seepage. So I sold the bunker and I was going to put it back down. I couldn't put it the way I wanted it because I was limited by its rotation. So I just put down the fermenter. Boy, those are some long hoses. We'll take a look at the shop when we get down there. Alright, catch you later, Jalen. Wrapped grass bales are not instant silage on seasons. Must wait one season duration for them to convert. Under animals. There we go. The walker. Take fuel. And then the truck takes the fuel. That's all good, white blur. Oh, good. Oh, we wanted to... Oilseed cereal. Oilseed cereal. So put corn in here. Trying to think out what we're going to plant next year and or this autumn, or hopefully an early harvest next year. What maps are everybody playing on as of late? Spectacle Island was mentioned earlier. Rustic Acres. That just got an update too. Right? Welcome back. Grizzly Mountain. What are your all's takes on forestry maps? Do they have a place in Farm Sim? World wants to know. Oh, well, Lewis, it can't take over the game because you as the player decide what you do with it, but forestry is a form of agriculture. That's definitely not everybody's cup of tea, that's for sure. Maybe if picking up logs was a bit better. And we did our own fair share of logging in real life. I mean, after all, that is how we heated our house, with wood. And that is probably why I will never have a wood burning stove, is I have had enough of bringing in wood. You know, my grandfather used to say that wood was so great because it warmed you up like 3 times. And, well, 2 of the times I could have rather done without. Oh, I think, Frito, that is up to the map author also. And the map author could make wood chips more valuable than base game. So Emerald Coast, for example, you can sell wood chips 2 different ways. You can simply dump them in a pile and earn base price. Or if you dump them in a hopper, a little extra effort, then they'll pay out like double or triple. So then it becomes a little bit more worth your effort. And at that point, you know, having the poplar bales would definitely make them easier to get up into that hopper. Wood is messy, right? You got all the wood debris out in your garage or outside. Then you got to bring it in and have it beside the stove. So then you've got wood debris there, bark, wood dirt. Then you have to deal with the whole ashes. Not my cup of tea. Well, that is a good idea, Frito, to have something other than wood chip bales. Poplar bales that are not wood chips, right? So much work. I think growing up we had this is as a smallish middle schooler, okay? Smallish middle schooler. We had a 14-pound splitting maul that I got to swing around and try to split wood open. Which wouldn't be so bad if we had, you know, Really pristine, nice, straight grain wood to split. No, inevitably we get the knotty stuff. Twisted grain. You come down on the wood and you don't have it quite square, right? 14-pound maul hits it on an angle and just jerks you off to the side. And then, right, then we get into I get into high school, right? And they decide, you know what? Let's buy a hydraulic wood splitter. Oh, well, that sounds like a great idea. Except what that means is now we cut the hunks bigger. And then we pick them up and put them on the splitter. But yeah, the splitter could tilt up. It could be a vertical splitter. So then all you got to do is kind of roll it, onto the splitter. No, that's not how we do it. We got to pick it up and set it on the splitter. And then basically, manhandle the halves. Then you got to put the giant half down, right? And then you got to basically pick it up again after you split the other half again. So now you're moving the wood like 3 times. But, hey, it worked. Kept the house hot. The only issue is, when it wasn't super dead cold, once you get that fire cooking, it doesn't just turn off, right? Those days that it's like upper 40s or 50s during the day, but below freezing at night, well, you're going to want the wood cooking for the nighttime temps, but then you end up cracking the windows just to keep the house from getting into high 80s. Corn cob furnaces. Now the big thing I see now in rural areas, on some farms, and definitely out in West Virginia, is those outside wood burning furnaces that you load up with like 3-foot long logs. And basically you load it up in the morning and it'll burn all day and into tomorrow outside. And then I guess it brings hot water in, circulates hot water into the house through underground pipes. I guess that's how it works. So all the dirt is outside. But it was exercise, right? Back when they said, oh, it's good for you, boy. Ah. How cold is it up there? Gosh darn it. What is the temperature here? Can you even see the temperature on that thing? Well, it's 52 here. Good grief. All right, one more. One more all in. Got just a few more minutes before we go. That Southern Alberta was 73 yet. Chilly cold New York. Gotta try to earn some more points. Lost them all. Oh, we need to see. Is this oilseed? No, this was grass and cereal. Grass, cereal. Corn. Yeah, we're gonna corn up both of these. Yes, this is corn. I got in the car today to come back from work, and it was 67 on the car thermostat. Wow, low of 43 degrees according to the magical speaking device behind me. Oh no, it's supposed to be rainy tomorrow, 57. I doubled my points and I have 10. Hot dog. How about them apples? Speaking of which, we're gonna have manure. I could buy the apple orchard and sell the apples because, right? Apples. Apples. Right there, apples go at Aldi. Matt, oh my gosh. Alright, that's it. If I'm going to put something in the store, it's going to be worth 1 billion points. $100 million points. I'll make it worth 10 million points. I hope they redo how they make weeds. Oh, weeds in the base game are awful. Right? They just paint the whole map weed. We might buy the apple orchard. Just need water. We need a water trailer. And manure. I could buy I could buy like this bed for poo. And I could buy the trailer. Where is it? Where's the trailer? Where is it? Way over here. And I can buy this little trailer for the water. I mean, it says... That says gas too, right? I assume it holds water. We can haul water over there, and we'll haul our poo over there. Alright guys, that is going to do us for the night. I want to thank you all for coming out and watching. We are going to keep in tabs on this map and see if we have a dryage tomorrow night, which should be, as we've calculated, morning of day 24 on the server. Hopefully it will be dry by then. You all have a great night, and until next time, happy farming.